Hello and welcome to a brand new video. The international break is finished and it is time of the return of the Premier League. That is right guys, today I'm predicting Premier League game week 4. In the first 3 game weeks I predicted 5 correct scores, okay, so you know what? Not too shabby, right? Not too shabby. But anyway guys, if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and yeah, today I'll be going through each side, each fixture, going through each team and then predicting my score at the end of that matchup. So go to the video guys, and without further ado, let's begin with our Premier League game week 4. First up, we have Southampton versus Man United. That is right. Southampton is 1 out of 2 teams left without any Premier League points this season. They lost 3-1 to Brentford. Again, they need to snap out that habit of conceding all these goals, okay? They're up against Man United, who are on a 2-game losing streak, okay? They lost 3-0 to Liverpool, and what a terrible game for Man United. Casemiro with 2 errors, okay? And you know what? Casemiro could not deal with the pace of the Premier League against Liverpool, okay? And you know what? It could be time he quits the Premier League and goes to a lower league. But obviously he's still only 32 years old. He's still good enough for the Premier League, but I think that was just a bad game for him. But yeah, overall Man United didn't look great at all. Ten Hag, he's in a bit of trouble now, I think. If he loses any more games, he could be in serious trouble. But the way Southampton are conceding goals right now, and I do believe Man United will bounce back this week. That's why I've got Man United, guys, to bounce back this week and beat Southampton 3-1. Next we have Brighton versus Ipswich Town. That is right, Brighton have had a fantastic Premier League start this season. Under their new manager, 31 years old, they have played 3, won 2 and drew 1. They sit in 3rd place, okay. Yeah, fantastic results for Brighton this season. And to make it even better for them, in their last game, they drew against Arsenal 1-1. You know what? Brighton look a solid side this year. Danny Welbeck is an improved player. João Pedro is again another improved player. Brighton have a fantastic side this year. They've done some amazing business, and you know what? They're sitting 3rd. They can be happy with the start they've made already. They're up against Ipswich, who drew 1-0 to Fulham. A good point overall against a good side like Fulham, okay? They've got 1 point on the board, so that is all you can ask for, okay? They had 2 bad games at the start, but they were 2 hard games. But like I say, they're against Brighton, so this could be another hard game for them. But they got a point on the board, and that is the main thing, okay? That Leon Dillard, who they've signed from Man City, he looks a very good player, and he could be the biggest prospect for them this year if he keeps scoring goals, okay? The way Brighton are right now, I just can't see Ipswich getting a result against Brighton, so that's why I've got a Brighton win. I've got Brighton to beat Ipswich 2-0. Next up, we have bottom of the table clash. It is Crystal Palace versus my boys Leicester City. That is right, Palace have got 1 point on the board. They've lost 2 and drew 1. Before the transfer window closed, they signed Eddie Nketiah. What a signing, by the way. Great signing for them right now. But they also lost another striker, but I'll get on to him in a moment, okay? But yeah, Nketiah, fantastic signing for them. They needed a goal scorer because Arteta hasn't scored any goals this season, and he's finding it tough again. But yeah, Palace are surprised for this season. I thought they'll do better. But obviously it's still only 4 games in coming up soon. And you know, but I thought they'll do a little bit better than they already have. They're up against Leicester, who beat the Premier League in court to not get any point deductions. That is right, Nick DeMarco, you are a legend, mate, and that is who they represented Leicester in the court about the point deduction. So all you fans are all getting big-headed like, oh, Leicester should have lost points. Guess what? Leicester have not lost points, okay, and that's because they're in the Championship last year, okay. So yeah, as I said to you, Palace have lost a striker, and he's actually gone to Leicester, okay. So Leicester have signed 2 Palace players now. Jordan Ayew, who looks decent, okay, and also Edouard, okay, on loan. So yeah, I got this game though, guys, to end as a very exciting draw. That is why I got this game, guys, to end as a 2-2 draw. Next up, it is 12th versus 13th. It is Fulham versus West Ham. Fulham drew 1-1 to Ipswich at the week, last week before the international break, okay. And Adama Traore with his first goal for a while, okay. You know, he's a fantastic player, Adama Traore, but he just lacks that composure at the end. Fulham haven't done too bad. They've got 4 points in the last 3 games, okay. And you know, that isn't too bad, to be fair. And they're sitting 12th place, so Fulham can push on and try and aim a little bit higher. They're up against West Ham, who lost 3-1 to Man City before the international break, okay. So that is 2 games they have lost now this season already. And Fulkrug hasn't quite settled into Premier League life just yet. He's always on the bench, but I'm sure he will come on strong in the next, 5 to 6 weeks. So obviously it takes a lot of adapting, the Premier League does. But I do have this game though, guys, as a West Ham win. That is why I got West Ham to beat Fulham 2-1. Next we have Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest. That's right, Liverpool are again 1 out of 2 teams who have won all 3 of their games, okay. And oh boy, Liverpool look fantastic, okay. Mo Salah is a changed player. I thought it was finished at Liverpool, but this season he's proven very, very vital, okay. Gravenberch, who was sat on the bench last year with Klopp, he looks a different player under Ernst Slot, okay. And you know, he's one of the most improved players this season for Liverpool, and he's going to have a massive, massive season for them. Yeah, like I say, Liverpool have looked a much better side. Trent is playing much better as well. You know what, Liverpool are going to have a very exciting season, so expect a title contender team. They're up against Forest, who have had also a good start to the Premier League. They have not lost a game in 3 games. They have won 1 and drew 2. So from Forest's point of view, that is not a bad start, is it, guys? So you know, I hate Forest obviously because I'm a Leicester fan, but give it to them. This year they are looking quite decent, okay. The talking point about Forest is they didn't do that much business in the transfer window. Yeah, they signed Elliott, Anderson and stuff like that, but you know, normal transfer windows there'll be like 10 to 15 players coming in, but this year they sort of died it down a little bit. And you know what, that could be the main part about it. You know, the players right now are settling in, and that is all you can ask for. But the way Liverpool are right now, I can't see them being stopped at the minute, so that's why I've got a Liverpool. I've got Liverpool to beat Forest 3-1. Next up we have Man City versus Brentford. Yeah, Man City are again 2 out of 2 sides. Liverpool and Man City are the only teams left to win all 3 of their games, okay. Haaland with a double hat-trick. That is right, a double hat-trick, guys. That man is unbelievable. But yeah, De Bruyne is looking decent again. He's back to his best, I think. And you know, Man City again will challenge for the title, and that is all I can say about Man City. They beat West Ham 3-1 before the international break, so they are on a big roll right now. They're up against, okay, Brentford, who have 6 points out of 3 games. That is not bad from a Brentford point of view, okay. They've won 2 and lost 1 and they sit in 6th place. So you Brentford fans, you have no striker, okay, but you're still getting the results. And you know, they've lost Ivan Toney, which, to be fair, was probably the right move for him, because obviously it was disrespecting Brentford a little bit. Obviously he wasn't getting picked for the side. You know, he was training but he wasn't getting picked. And £40 million, that can go straight to the bank and start a rebuild when the transfer window opens again. But Man City will be too strong for Brentford, so that's why I've got a Man City win. I've got Man City to beat Brentford 2-0. Next we have Aston Villa versus Everton. Villa have won 2 out of 3 games, and they've got 6 points, okay. In their last game they beat the East Midlands Derby team, Leicester City, 2-1. You know, very decent game, to be fair, from both sides. And yeah, Aston Villa looked quite decent first half. The second half they dropped off, but obviously Tielemans, when they signed Tielemans, it was a bit overweight last year, and obviously even the Villa fans were getting like, you know, your fans, stuff like that. But this season, Tielemans looks a different class. I watched him against Leicester, and he was, for the first half, he was dictating the park. Okay, but second half, he did drop off, and that is what he does. But I think he's going to come on strong, Tielemans. You know, he's slow. You know, he's quite a slow player, but when he gets that ball, he dictates that play, and that'll be crucial for them this year. They're up against Everton. They were winning 2-0 against Bournemouth, okay? And the last, 8 minutes, they failed. They lost 3-2 to Bournemouth, guys, in the last 8 minutes, okay? And again, Southampton and Everton are the only teams left without a point, and that win against Bournemouth could have been so vital, but somehow they let that lead slip to lose 3-2. Oh. Right now, I've heard Sean Dyche is in trouble of being sacked. So Sean Dyche, man, is under big pressure, and this game will not be any easier because I think Villa will smash Everton. That's why I've got Villa to beat Everton 3-0. Next up, we have Bournemouth versus Chelsea. Okay, so Bournemouth have played 3, won 1 and drew 2, so they're unbeaten this season, and fantastic start for them. But like I say, they were 2-0 down against Everton last week, and what a comeback to win 3-2. That will give them massive boost going into this game. Okay, they're up against Chelsea, who drew 1-1 with Crystal Palace. It is the fact they've signed all these players with different language barriers, okay, and that will be a massive problem in the changing room, because obviously, you know, you need players with similar language barriers and stuff like that, and obviously if you've got too many players like Chelsea have, it's going to be a massive issue. Another issue is they've signed so many players, the manager is finding it tough to you know, fit in all the players. Okay, they had to get rid of Sterling. Okay, what a fantastic player, Raheem Sterling, fantastic player, but he's left on loan. I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, but the weird thing is they've signed Jadon Sancho, which is unbelievable. Like, you get rid of Sterling, who's much better than Sancho. Weird move. But anyway, this game will be quite a good game now. I've got a feeling this game will be quite a good game, so that's why I've got this game to end as a draw. That's why I've got this game, guys, to end as a 2-2 draw. Next up, it is the London Derby clash. It is Spurs versus Arsenal. Okay, so Spurs lost 2-1 to Newcastle, which puts them only on 4 points this season. Okay, and yeah, Spurs again are just Spurs, aren't they? They just can't seem to keep the lead or even win games. Okay, and that is another big issue they've got in the past 5 years. Okay, but yeah, to be fair to them though, their striker Dominic Solanke was injured against Newcastle, and that was a big loss. I think he's back this weekend against Arsenal, and that will be vital for them. They're up against Arsenal, who drew 1-1 to Brighton before the international break. Okay, they have signed a player, Raheem Sterling, okay, on loan, and he will surely, no doubt, strengthen that Arsenal team. Okay, and obviously Sterling plays on the right where Saka is. He will not drop Saka, guys, trust me, he will not drop Saka outside. He might play on the left, but we shall find out, because obviously Odegaard got injured in the international break recently, literally yesterday, and he could play behind the striker. We shall find out, but yeah, he can play up front as well, to be fair. But yeah, fantastic signing for Arsenal right there. Sterling, fantastic player, match winner, and he's won trophies, so massive boost. So just on that, I do have this game as an Arsenal win. I've got Arsenal to beat Spurs 2-0. We are down to the final game of this game week. It is Wolves versus Newcastle. Wolves only have 1 point this season, okay, and that was a recent game against Forest. They drew 1-0, so you know what, Wolves have had a tough start to the Premier League season. They lost 6-2 to Chelsea the week before, so Wolves need to bounce back soon to have to push on for a higher finish. Okay, but yeah, like I say, Wolves have lost so many good players this year, and that will play a massive part in their season. Yeah, Gary O'Neill is a top manager, as we've all seen for him at Bournemouth and obviously Wolves, you know. But yeah, he's got a tough job on his hand to keep Wolves in the Premier League due to losing all their main players. They're up against Newcastle, who are unbeaten this season. They've won 1 and drew 2. So, from Newcastle's perspective, that is not bad at all, to be fair. They beat Spurs in their latest game 2-1. And yeah, Eddie Howe was up for the England job, but he turned that down. But to be fair, that's big bonus for Newcastle, because obviously Eddie Howe has done well since he's been Newcastle manager. So I think he's the man for the job. And I think you guys know he is as well. So just on that, I do have this game, guys, as a 2-1 win. That's why I've got Newcastle to beat Wolves 2-1. And there we have it, guys. That is my Premier predictions, game week 4. With any of my decisions, let me know down below in the comments. The main topic today is Leicester beat the Premier League. That is right, man. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching game week 4. I'll be filming tomorrow for a special video, but you'll see that in my vlog at the weekend. So stay tuned, guys. It's a very important vlog. So anyway, thanks for watching. Good and good night. Yeah.